Principal Hernandez calls a meeting to discuss the situation caused by Sandy Smith's firing. I've been put in an awkward situation because of Superintendent Lord. I'm supposed to be in charge of this school, but now I feel useless and violated. What's the point of being a school principal if I can't control my own school as I see fit?
Am I going to be fired next? Like Sandy, I am atheist. But being atheist has nothing to do with being a teacher.
There's a possible solution. As the new mayor of the town, I understand that the town owns the public schools, but the board of the school district appoints the superintendent that presides over the schools. But do we have to obey the superintendent or the school board if they abuse their power?
What are you suggesting?
That you can have this high school secede from the school district and it be taken over by the town. The funding for the schools comes from the taxpayers anyway. And atheists like Mrs. Smith and Carla are among the taxpayers. By the way, most of you may remember that just before Mrs. Smith became mayor, the previous mayor, Ted Anderson, tried to sell our schools to the owners of the Christian Aware Academies. But Anderson didn't come up with that idea. It originated with a member of the school board, Cindy Everson. She owns stock in the corporation of the Christian Aware Academies and serves on its board of directors.
How did you find that out?
She actually contacted me after I took office to ask if the deal could be resurrected. Apparently because I am Catholic and a Republican, she thought I was no better than Ted Anderson. Am I going to have to leave the Republican Party to prove my commitment to separation of church and state? Note: the President of the United States is played in the next scene by the Dave character model, while his Vice President is played by the Paul character model. I'm becoming increasingly worried about the state of our union. While it's true that millions of people have left the Republican Party, those that remain in that party tend to be of its lunatic fringe. Many of them are now openly calling for states to secede from the Union and engage in violent acts to resist the federal government. Much like what those who founded the Confederacy did at the start of the Civil War. How did we get to this point, where an entire political party that once fought to preserve the Union now consists of people that are willing to destroy it? It seems they have been radicalized by media outlets that have become political echo chambers rather than legitimate sources of news. Politics for both the left and the right has become much like religion, even for people who are not deeply religious. So what can we do? If we try to crack down on those people, it will only confirm in the eyes of the right-wing extremists that we are tyrants. Abraham Lincoln must have been considered a tyrant by the Southern rebels. But he did what was necessary to preserve the Union and abolish slavery. Likewise, we must be willing to punish those who reject the principles of law in order for the sake of white supremacy and other forms of bigotry. If we don't fight for our Constitution and our democracy, we have no legitimacy.